Okay, so morning Vida.
Morning, sir.
All right, today I think Ara's supposed to begin this, but she's not here yet. I'd like to just announce a new chair for today. So after Ara is actually me. All right, so I'll chair, and I'd like to have you secretary.
This
And
is
we've already
recording.
this is already recording. Okay, let's go ahead and begin. So I think. Thank you, Lucky. We have quite a bit to talk about because I think we postponed the Saturday sync up to today too as well. So let's begin with Saturday then and see where we are. All right. For Saturday, the partnership with Hacktivate. Um,
So
so
I already asked Mo to sign the contract.
perfect.
It's signed already.
Good.
They're asking for. They're asking to send us the certificate, like where with name is in it.
The company certificate,
Yeah.
it's right here. So just
I was looking at it, but I couldn't find the certificate.
okay.
Which one is it?
All right. So that should be okay. Okay. Let's see. Surat izin. What's that?
This is no, this is for the permission, right? Because they're asking for
This one?
the certificate with the name of the Mawayan's name. I sent them this one, right? And
Mhm.
then yeah, the one that you showed me before.
Don't have access to it.
I sent them this one
Mhm.
with the name of Mo, but they are still asking for the certificate.
What certificate is that actually?
Hello,
Right.
morning.
Hey, welcome in.
Wait, I cannot hear you guys. Not sure why.
First time.
Apa ya?
Hello. Can you hear us? What about this? Is this it?
Oh yeah, that's for the.
Is
Maybe it's
it
supposed to look like this.
this? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's supposed to be what's in it.
Okay.
You know,
What? That one?
yeah, but we don't have the name of the.
Hmm. Okay.
Oh, this one.
Maybe this one. Yeah.
Then I can send this one.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go. Okay. All right. That's cool. Okay. Ara, I'm sharing now since we've already begun. So let's go ahead and get started. We're talking about the Hacktivate partnership. So, okay, you got the resource you need, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Let's keep on going then. Workversary, okay, very celebrated Ghani's workversary. Oh, there's a new practice. I've actually gone and just put workversaries on LinkedIn. So I think we need one more for Chandra, actually. Um, So just an update on the LinkedIn. I posted Ghani's workversary yesterday. Do you think it would be helpful if we announced it to everybody and had everyone
Maybe
time in?
not now because they will be seeing like are they like starting at the same time?
That's who? Who started the ticket?
They work if they celebrate it like now.
Oh, right. True. Yeah, it's a little bit messy right now. Like the workversaries happen. They're announced maybe a week after or a month after they actually happen. Okay. Interesting. So we had the also Bayou's fourth. anniversary too as well. Okay, and this is the UR timeline. Okay, let's see. We got something new here. This is the human resource pre-trials prep workbook. Okay, there's no name on this one, so I'm assuming that
It was for me.
it's from Vita. Okay, all right. Vita, tell us more about this.
Yeah, so basically, since we're having a HR person coming for trials next week,
Uh-huh.
so I was creating this. Actually, this was also what do I say? From what I've created for Afina the last time.
Oh,
So
right. Okay.
I put it here as well, like to basically to merge and then edit some parts.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
these are the agendas.
Sounds
So
pretty
I'm
interesting.
pairing, I mean not pairing, but like I'm putting him into every sync up, every squat sync up, like squat 1, squat 2, and squat 4.
Mhm.
So to get to know like this one is me.
Okay.
That's supposed to be deleted because that was from the Elfina one.
I see. I
It's
see.
already included here. So.
Okay. All right. Interesting. Okay. So we gotta remember also something. I think, guys, ladies, for let's say a trials. Trials should be about selection rather than orientation. So at the end of every day, we should move closer to understanding, do we want this person to be part of the team? So I just saw something here. I'd like to ask, let's say, if we have a person read this interview, is that more orientation or is it more selection?
Oh no, the thing is like they're going to do what I did,
Uh,
but that's just like a sample.
okay. If they do what you did, how do we evaluate if they did a good job of that?
I think I'm looking at like the reasoning, so like when they're changing their job roles.
Okay. Check this out. On an on-site trial, have it be as much selection process as possible. Otherwise, if we figure out that a person can't do it, most of this is highly orientation based. You're going to have to explain to them, what you're doing, or is this the idea of this a project? Like you show them
It's
how it's done, and then they do it themselves.
Yeah, actually like
Okay.
that because the thing is like this the rule like interview skills practicing simulations.
Mhm.
So the next day they will be actually doing what I did on my first day, like interviewing all the employees and then like assessing between the actual work versus the job post, and then after and that on the third day they are creating the job post evaluation of better job post creation from the result of the interviews with the current employees.
Okay. Also, this next guy coming in, what's his name? Billy, right? What do you think his strength is?
His what?
What do you think his strength is? What's his superpower, if he has one?
I think what he has is that he has the background of like more into like the HR itself.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess he would know more about the approach.
We should test that.
So then it means like we just like go with the flow.
No, no, no. It should be more like remember what we did with Lilith,
Mhm.
right? So we tell them basically how things work here, and then we start asking them to start creating things. So we start saying if let's say for example, it's exactly like a promotion review. So the point of having an on-site trial, I think, is it's like a 5 day promotion review. So in 5 days or 6 days, sorry, 6 days, we see, do you have PCI skills? Do you have PCC skills? Do you have PCE skills? Do you have PJI skills? Do you have PJC skills? So at the end of the day, we should be able to say, yes, because you did this, we can see that you have the potential to do this. So let's say for Lilith's case, I recall we can confirm that she had PCI, PCC, but not PJC, right? If we asked her to do projects, it was too open-ended, and she would come back to seek for assistance. So we know effectively where this person is. Um, what I'm thinking is, let's say for Billy's case, uh, let's see if he can do all the PCR work that we do. So let's see, can he actually profile CVs? Can he interview candidates? Maybe what he can do, maybe he can interview a candidate that we just interviewed and then see if we agree with his analysis, right? So we would understand his process competency. Um, process excellence, we would ask him, hey, look, this current interview process is not perfect. What would you do to improve it? So then that would give us an opportunity to see if he could be project process excellent. What do you guys think?
Mm, so that's in the interview and profiling, right? It's also in the schedule. Like so they want profiling and screening CV, interview skills.
But then we have to have a product that we can evaluate his work on.
Mm-hmm.
So after it can't just be an activity. If it's an activity, okay, you've done it. But what do we know now about your competency in this activity? So ideally, there should be, let's say, a uh, maybe like a workbook or something, or some sort of evaluation later at the end of the day, where you, as the evaluator, say, yes, you have demonstrated that you have PCI skills. I could probably see you competently hiring people. But let's take a look at the next part. Do you actually have project skills? You could actually even ask them to teach a class, right? As part of like, the monthly theme. What would you do to sharpen your saw?
Mm-hmm.
This project discovery. So that would make it actually easier, I think, also for us and not so intense. It should be like most of the intense work is done by the candidate. Like it should be like this, right? This is an SAT. I'm having to practice her entrance exams later. But anyhow, idea it should be like where the candidate feels like, let's say they're being challenged to a lot of tests every day, and we just sit back and we evaluate how they're doing. So if these are, let's say, the workbooks to the test, where's the test?
Directly on our platform. Just like what I did, right? Like I was like going directly to LinkedIn and job straight to do the profile and screening CV, and
Ah, okay. All right.
at the end you were looking at like how I was actually
Right.
doing that. So that's why I put also like check out and differently
Okay.
to
So we should probably have an
Maybe
evaluation
when
at the
you
end of the
come
day,
closer
right?
to the mic,
Where
I
yeah.
can
we start. Okay. What was
Yes,
that, R? Oh, sorry.
When Vita actually come closer to the mic,
I'm sorry.
I can actually.
Hey Google, turn off the floor fan.
Okay, turning off the floor fan.
Jadi kau bisa angkat sih kau. Halo?
Okay, can you hear Vita now?
No.
because
She hadn't said anything.
no, I was saying that like all of these things are also like done by the candidates, right? And then by the end of the day, that's why I put like the day one check out and brief for day two onwards is for us to actually evaluate what they've been done. So basically, they will be like just doing it by themselves, but I will be just like briefing. Let's say starting at two, and then so you'll be doing this. This is the access, so they're going to do it by themselves.
Great.
But
Then it should be like a promotion review at the end of each day, right?
hmm,
Okay, think about the end destination. Let's say on the very last day, or any point in the very last day. It's just like a promotion review. It should be bring us together all the things that you've learned here, bring together all your whatever, and demonstrate that you have fulfilled these uh, qualities. And then it's very consistent, actually. Then it's actually super good because the people that we recruit already know what a promotion review looks like. I'll work with you on this one, yeah? Shall we? Okay, to get this. I think this is pretty exciting, though. It could be a
yeah.
new innovation on how we uh, how we align all the different evaluation metrics. Okay, cool. Okay. Okay, Mrs. Secretary, let's do this then. Jing will work with Vita, and we will come up with because once we have that, then that's great. Then we have essentially a refinement on this one. What's your schedule look like today?
Sorry, sir.
What's your schedule look like today?
Actually have a free.
Okay, good. This could be a good day to tidy up on HR loose ends. Okay, next part. Second interview. All right, these two are both no-goes. Burrell can attend the trials, and Radifan says that he is already in training. So
This has been 2 weeks.
yeah, it's probably a little bit too long too. So I contacted him today, and he said that he was already in training. So this one is my fault. If we look at, let's say, the problem here, this is a bad timing issue. So whenever we get this, let's actually try to understand what we could have done better. I think this is a job offer. This is training. I'm not sure. I already have in training. It's probably a job offer. Okay, so this is a timing issue. If we had better timing, we would have more control over this candidate. All right. I'm sorry. All right. Billy's coming next week.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Second interview and okay. Okay, these are done. Next is the UVM Career Fair. So this is Ara's business, right?
Mine.
Oh, yeah,
The
this is
one that
Vita's
I
business.
showed you yesterday.
Ah, right.
So, Ara, just to give you like an update on this one, I already pinged you yesterday as well that we decided to pull out from the fair. It's mainly because first thing first is that we don't have the bandwidth. As I already told you as well, next week there will be like 3 candidates coming for trials, and also based on like research like online and also offline, like offline meaning like to our employees, actually career fair is not really like a perfect place for us if we are actually aiming to hire directly. Like let's say among our employees, only 3 who actually got the first job from job fair. I mean, because it's like it's in UGM, it's a campus, so it means like most of the people who come are like fresh grads, right? So they're coming for first job. And among 21 employees that I surveyed, only 7 actually that went to, 24, 7 that went to career fair. And then it's also like 6% out of 50 candidates through like online research that actually be hired from career fair. So even if like in the future, if we want to actually open a booth, it's supposed to be just brand awareness. So therefore, the main issue is like we don't have the bandwidth for just brand awareness, and also since we already have some partnership with UGM, so then it's unnecessary for us to actually do this at the moment. Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. Over to you. What do you think about that?
We should have done this before I signed the MOU, though. I think.
Okay. All right. Well, I think we just need to cancel our. Look, there was. Sometimes we get better information after we decide to move one step. That's sort of like the way things are. Which department did we commit to? Is it to UGM in general, or is it to any particular department?
So the in general.
I see. Okay. We just have to say that we're unfortunately. I mean, once again, our this is your project, and you were looking for a delegate too, as well, right? For this, so before we commit to something, we need to know if the delegates are actually able to do it. I don't think that this is wrong in any case. Look, I mean, we had to sign the thing based on if we didn't sign, we might not even have a chance. But without having, let's say, a front person to do this, there's no way that we could do it. And plus, we have also some on-site interviews here that are quite crucial, including some HR hires and such, Billy. So I think also we need to put in mind and decide where we want to put career fairs. Are they going to be a leading source? We've been to how many career fairs in our history, Ara? Like five? How much have we spent on these? Like tens of millions by now, right? Probably even the 20s of millions. How many hires have we gotten out of a career fair? Three. We got Tendi, Novi, and D1. That's it. So that's on average a 6 to 7 million per hire uh, through the career fair, and not to mention the entire time we spend. Okay, all right. Back to Ara. What are your thoughts?
I'm okay. I mean, like, I can understand the decision, but then my question now, what if they give like cancellation penalty? If they,
I don't think there's cancellation penalties to these things. I mean, all the kinds of things happen. Well, we can not cancel and just not show up, right? I mean, that's these things are like an event. Okay, go ahead and get back to the school and tell them that we can't attend this year,
okay.
and that's what it is. Also, Ara, let's make sure of something. A lot of these career fairs I've noticed are not authentic, meaning that a lot of them are essentially practice stunts, or they're types of like STP. It's a project of the school, so it's not even really a career fair. It's just more like they do this as practice for mice, and they run their own first semester students through it just to fill the numbers. So before we go into a career fair, let's try to understand the authenticity of it and understand how many people are actually getting jobs there. Um, Mainly put, all right, it's a pretty big use of resources, and the likelihood uh, of getting the right people is uncertain. And also, nobody has, let's say, the energy to fully commit as well. Not you, not Vita, not me. So there's no chief, there's no project champion for this, and without a project champion, this project won't work. Okay, all right. So sorry about that. All right, yeah, but it's better to, I think, cancel now than to commit and not go through. Okay, let's get back to the main orders of business. Okay, so Mr. Secretary, let's go ahead and move it to old business, and we have decided to cancel participation in the UGM Career Fair. All right, how many career fairs are there? Because there's another career fair happening like yesterday or something, right?
No, there will be in 29, the one that you sent me. It was actually held by Upgrade,
Okay.
but not UGM. So they're just using UGM name because of the partnerships. But the one that hold by UGM directly is the one that we
Okay.
sign up for.
Are you okay? You seem to have caught a sniffle.
Yeah, I'm catching a cold actually.
It was me.
What?
I had a stuffy nose when I was in gym. I'm okay now. Sorry. Brought some. I brought some coronavirus over. Okay. All right. Next one. This is actually up into some new business from Thursday, but we wanted to talk about today, right?
Yeah, but we haven't really like actually take a look at it, but we can take a look at it.
Okay. That's Thursday, and we have. Let's see how much other business. This stuff is all kind of old stuff. Uh, okay. All right. That's fine. All right. What is this?
So it's
Yay! Let's go to Singapore.
a Chartak festival and it's free.
Let's go to Singapore.
In May.
Yay! Let's go to Singapore. Okay.
If we're down, we're down.
Okay.
Sir.
Okay. Wait. Who wants to talk? All right. Tara.
So this morning, Nangli basically sent me this. Actually, this is a invitation from Nangli. So Nangli said that this might be good. I don't know if Jing will let you and Kita go, but this is like it's going to be held in May, and Nangli is basically offering her place to stay if
Oh, that's
me
very
and
nice.
Kita. So yeah, that's
All right. Oh, that's very nice. Okay. All right. Fantastic. So let's see. Oh, Qualtrics. People metrics. Qualtrics does surveys. They're like professional engagement surveys. So cool tool. All right. Hey, this is kind of cool, yeah? Let's see, what were we talking about? Ooh! Okay, what's CXO? I don't even know what that is.
Customer experience
Officer? All right, let's see what that is. All right, let's take a look at this. Let's dazzle ourselves, right? See if we're in the right mix. Okay, it's free, so that makes the cost of it pretty good. Let's see if the program has anything that we want to learn. So, opening address by Minister of Manpower. Okay, blah blah blah. Augmented humanity. What happens when the machines took over? That's pretty interesting. Okay, coffee break. Case study by Shopee. All right, cool. We got Jean Lua. Hey, this is a good opportunity to network, actually. Okay, fireside chat, talent acquisition and engagement best practices. Okay, by Siemens and Maybank, both are pretty large. Does anybody know Siemens? What does Siemens do? Very good. All right, from what company? From what country?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. I think it's a German company, actually. Siemens is a German telecom based electronics space. And Maybank, okay. And then HRU technical. Oh yeah, that just means you have lunch. Do you want to network? You have to hustle. All right, afternoon coffee break. Expo. Ooh, next time. Oh, intelligence tools. Okay. All right. So, ew, bats, evil company. Okay. But also a
Do you
lot of hard.
remember when we were in UGM, we interviewed the...
Yeah, Andre. Hey, look. Are you selling cigarettes to kids? No. Man, yeah,
I don't even remember his name is Andre.
Andre. He was like.
He was like big.
Do you remember Andre? Wasn't he a candidate? Didn't he do on-site trials? Okay, I forgot. All right. Anyways, live for change, redefining the candidate and hiring manager experience. Okay, Erickson case study. Okay. Yeah, creating a strong employee brand to attract and retain the best. See, we're talking about attraction, selection, and timing. And engagement, probably. Yeah, engagement. Okay. Case study. Oh, 2 tracks. No, wait. Oh, wait. This is the same 2 days. Yeah. All right. Ooh, I'm getting excited. Wait, am I really getting excited? Mediocre. Okay. Cisco, Universal. Okay. All right. I'll get more excited if I can understand more about the people who are talking. All right. What about smart workforce and innovation? Let's see who the speakers are. 1. Oh, wait. That's just shuffle. Okay. All right. Who do we got? We got some real estate companies. We got some Facebook. We got some Escher. We got some McKinsey. We got okay, kind of interesting, huh? All right. To you. Okay. I would like this to be qualified before we decide whether or not we're going to go. And should we make a competition? Whoever hires the most people gets to go on the trip. Everyone's smiling.
For me?
For May. Okay, hey, how about that? If we're gonna go, let's all go. Yeah, let's all go. Let's all go learn something. And have you guys been to Singapore before? You have a passport. All right, you have a passport, right? Okay, so then travel is pretty easy then.
Oh yeah.
Your passport expires.
It expires in April, so I need to extend.
Okay, look, I just need somebody to qualify this. Does anybody want to volunteer to qualify the event? Okay, Visa will qualify the event, so that's important. This is an important process. Before we go to events, let's try to understand what we want to take away from the event.
Yeah,
If there's no takeaways, don't go.
Actually, me and Anna also discussed this morning, like whether we will actually put this today or when we talk about like the ROI first, because we believe like also there's an investment for the company as well. If we go.
True. Okay. All right. So over to Vita for evaluation. Okay. Let's see. That covers that. Okay, that's off new business. Okay. The squad 4 situation is already old business. Wait, why are we talking about Thursday OKRs? Okay. Let's just take a look at update on all the OKRs are for the last week. This is the last week, right?
Yeah.
So let's check and see how we're doing. Okay. OKR day. So we'll begin with me. Okay, I've gotten everybody to participate already. I have not checked the interns. I'll need to go. Ara, would you be able to help me on this one? Can you check the interns and see if they actually finished all their OKRs or if they're participating?
No, the chess intern.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
For
Oh,
the okay, right?
yeah. Hey, Ara,
Whether
I'm going to have to delegate this back to you. I got an emergency. I need to go to the bathroom real quick. Yeah. So, nature's calling. Here, you're back to being chair.
okay. So wait, we're supposed to discuss about Jing's OKR, but Jing is not here. So can we go to
I'm listening.
your OKR?
I'm just looking for plugs.
Apa?
I'm listening. I'm just looking for plugs.
Okay, but since Jing is not here, maybe we would like to discuss about your OKR first.
Yes, Ken. Oh, sorry. Okay. So basically, mine is for the first one, it will be done by the end of this week, by the end of February actually. I already created the like three roles actually, like for senior roles. So actually, this is not, I would say like this isn't just first one, but I would actually revise it into like chapter because basically we're actually escalating the current people in the chapter, right? And then like looking at like this the succession plan. So because basically the people who are included there are actually like from content to digital marketing specialist, and then from finance basically now to accounting specialist, and then for example like host as a community manager, and then HR into talent growth, things like that. So I think I will revise the wording from squad into chapter.
Mm,
This will be done by the end of this week. Um,
okay.
and then for this one, this is actually like two milestones. Like first is to hire first, because this is like the objective is to learn leadership, right? So then I need someone to actually like to be hired first, so that I can actually train the person, which in this case is Billy. So it's actually in two milestones. Like the first milestone is to hire one new talent recruiter as well, and then the second milestone is 1 month after the talent recruiter being hired, um, to take a look if he will be able to follow like at least PCI in a month after being hired, like PCI compliance. And then for MB, actually, it was first India to come for onset trials, but she pulled out. And then I have one candidate for CRM. Her name is firstly IU, called IU. Um, she's applying for CRM, but I believe if she passed for, we invite her for trials actually. If she passed for the trials, then she will become CRM, and then for now we will go to the full stack MD. And then for host in squad 2 coverage, there is someone also coming next week on 2nd of March, Rusdi Muzaki. So Pandu was no go. He did come for the trials, but no go. So looking at Rusdi. And then the last one for HR is actually like to the objective is for better time recruitment process. Basically, like I'm reading like HR materials right now, still in the process as well. I haven't actually get the measurement yet because the key result will be like improve actual hiring time by 10%. I guess this is also like going to be a milestone after I decide what are the things, and then like this is going to be like the next month milestone. This is the actual time process that I have already shown to everyone, like like the actual time process hiring time before. So
Ini baru ya?
apa?
Ini OKR baru ya?
Enggak, OKR yang lama, bulan Februari kemarin. Cuman itu bakal jadi kayak milestone gitu. So these are the actual time process, right? Like the right now average process time is 39 days. So if I aim for 30% 10% increase, meaning it could be like let's say in 35 days, let's say like diminishing 4 days. So I actually met Patricia Tan. So he's a business development for HR consultant, Precious Island. Um, turns out that she's not actually a qualified person to ask for like recruitment because he's more into like growth and development thing. I have planned this week. I have planned to meet Artha, HR manager at Copernic. Copernic is like a social development company up in Ubud.
Okay.
And then next one is for talent management. Sorry, talking to Kak Vini, talent management at Links. Uh, that one. And then the last one is actually OKR for DM. Um, this is also like posting weekly, and then actually the objective is like to set up the measurement for March KPI for me in Instagram because with how do I say? We have discussed and decided that the purpose of main Instagram is actually for brand awareness, but we don't know yet how much should we set the target for the brand awareness itself. So that's why the the contents that is being posted in February are actually to set up the benchmark first and the measurement for March to see how much we actually um, creating in February. Yeah. So from my side.
Okay. So also like for DM, this one is for your roles as digital marketing, right?
Yeah, only
Marketing.
related to digital marketing, yeah. Not like to main Instagram.
Okay. Okay. Good and wait. Well noted. Um, do we have any other discussion?
Actually, I want to ask Jim, sir, since my OKR this month actually like some milestones, right? Like for example, like when leadership, like after hiring one HR person first. So can I continue the some OKR that is like with milestones to next month?
Oh yeah, yeah, that's definitely okay. Um, wow, these are a lot of appearances. Okay, all right.
It's
So,
actually like some are like hirings, but I just um
oh, right, right, right. Okay, so I think the thing here is timeliness. All right, there should be a focus date on when to end. Remember, once again, back to timing, right? So definitely plan what you want to achieve by what time. Otherwise, the thing that could happen is that you pick up OKR debt. So one OKR is just never gets paid off, right? Better to have, let's say, an end date, and then you'll know whether or not you were successful with that or not, and that allows you to determine what you want to do next, a pivot or whatever it might be. Um, okay, so yeah, if you want to continue it, but also I don't know how we didn't review this, but this should have time and dates, right? Like when do you want to
this
finish?
actually I just explained to Ara for this one.
Mhm.
I would like to actually um, while I was doing it, and also when we were talking last week about like the session planning and things,
Yeah.
actually I was um, like it's more into chapter instead of like SWOT.
Okay.
Because like the talent planning that I created are like let's say for content, right?
Mhm.
It's just because why I put it was first in SWOT one because like most of the people that it needs to escalate are in SWOT one, like Diva, Risky, things, but actually it's in chapter. So if these people are going up, then we need people to fill in the PCI.
Oh, okay, got it. Okay, all right, that's a good point actually. So
Yeah.
that is something that you discovered as you were doing this OKR.
Yeah.
So that's a pivot. Hey, why? Welcome in, Tendi. Yeah. So great. You can reset an OKR on that one then, right?
Yeah.
So you can be like, right, new OKR after we know.
The first milestone will be the ideas.
Okay, fantastic.
And this one is actually like me for this well. Since the first actually the aim was actually to hire like a dedicated like a full stack MD candidate, but the and the applicant moved out, so we are having actually a CRM specialist instead coming for trials.
Okay.
So I was thinking that if this person actually can do the PCR work, at least like the following the CRM roles, Rena can actually go for the MBA.
Oh, okay, to close the deals, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Thinking that way is actually pretty crucial, I think, about this idea of succession. I got one for you. I was talking to Nunli yesterday, and we thought actually the most urgent hire, as we said, was online guest support. And mostly it's so that Tendi and Rafik can work on business development. Because both of these guys are actually quite good at growing the community organically. but they don't have time because they're doing online guest support all day. So I think the most crucial part is actually not necessarily adding more people to business development, but freeing up people. Yeah, freeing up people so that they can do business development. Like Rafik would be one of the best qualified people to do Bahasa Indonesia market. Yeah, exactly. Right. So yeah, let's think about it from two dimensions as well. Um, and God knows that they both want to do it too as well. They've been waiting for a while. Okay, cool. That's all right.
Suara.
All right, you're muted. I was muted.
Okay, so Mr. Secretary, would you please open my OKR?
Oh, right. Uh,
Okay, so basically I have three OKRs for this month. First is about the SMART. I think I've already like look up to people's OKR, and since everybody already applied that to the what is it, to that OKR. So yeah,
what about the
but
interns?
yeah, except the interns, I didn't put the interns in here.
Okay.
Actually, also the intern is pretty interesting here. So remember when I had this presentation about SMART in the early February?
Yeah.
Before I deliver it to all hands, I actually deliver it to the database, right? So the internship has like a lot of questions regarding their OKR. So they're thinking like because we're project based, so I'm not sure if we can actually make OKR. And then I said, of course, everything can actually build with an OKR.
Even
Yeah, but
better.
the way computer science work is basically PD is the or the project leader is going to be the one that make OKR, and we're just prosecute it. And then I said that um, even though you're prosecuted, you can still make it as OKR, right? So like but most likely I haven't checked, yeah, but most likely that OKR is going to be like share OKR. Is that okay?
Better. Well, we gotta start from somewhere, right? I think even all the OKRs that we've created already, not all of them are smart compliant yet. Like some of them, like Rion's case yesterday, right? I was, oh, okay, all right. This, I think everybody could actually use some refinement, but I think it's more important we start from somewhere than hesitate and what do we do, right? So let's take a biased action. Let's get them to start wherever they want to start, and then we can always iterate over the next months to refine and develop the process. Okay, all right.
Okay, and then go to the next one, hiring. This is actually pretty exciting because I got some good candidate, which is like Farhan Haidar. But Farhan Haidar is most likely going to start on March because he's still working. Marsha Legita will be. I already so she I got invite her on the UGM Principal Talks, and also she came to the day when we had open house. And then I had discussion with Jing to actually onboard Marsha. I have already discussed with Tandy, and Tandy seems agree to actually onboard this candidate as a part time.
Okay, great.
And then I got another candidate also. There is two other that I haven't put in there. It's Gede Galang. It's now yeah, Gede Galang is he got a pretty good background. He is graduated from UI Jakarta. French literatures, good education background, excitement is also good, motivation is also good. So he's in the second interview right now. He is currently in Singaraja, so most likely there's no problem with on-site trials. I got another candidate on online guest support. It's also named Lucy. I haven't put it there. Currently in second interview with Cynthia. Well, her English is not so fluent, but she is currently stay in Kedonganan and had a pretty good, eager to learn. I see that her growth mindset is pretty good, even though maybe she's not capable yet or familiar with startup industry. Also, that the last one is host. Yeah, Altman is already on-site trials. So let's see how it goes actually. And then the rest that I haven't take is actually people that they are still ongoing on the process, like haven't get rejected yet. So So also about Winan, I think I got a one digital marketer. I did it right, but Iba and me actually did no pass. So
That was the guy who
one,
came to the open house, right?
yeah, came to the
Okay,
open house.
we know. Right.
Mostly no. And then there is one finance candidate named Ahmad Haidar. He already passed through me through Risky and through the on-site trials. So most likely will the online assessment. So we'll invite an on-site trials, but he also ready on March.
Okay.
So yeah, we'll pass on March.
I've heard
That's pretty much.
that Alvin Chandra isn't working out.
Yeah, instead of
Yeah, I think I heard also from Risky that he's not as reliable. I'm not sure. Maybe you guys need to check up on that to make sure with Risky.
Right. Okay. All right. Let's assume. Can we assume safely that he's not reliable?
I think in the sense that I don't think accounting can be part time at this point because too much work was actually.
Okay. Great. So we know he's not reliable. Let's go back to selection, attraction, or timing. What could we have done better in Alvin Chandra's case? Selection, attraction, or timing?
Timing
say
or selection.
selection.
Okay. Selection.
Select.
Let's go to Vita. Vita. Why selection?
It's more into like about our expectation. Actually, we already lowered our expectations when he said that he wants to do like the both job.
Yeah.
But at the same time, also discussing with Risky, like, how do you think about the situation? And then we both like kind of because Tito resigning at that time, so that's why like we accepted.
Mhm.
Actually, last time I was talking to Risky, he actually likes the person. Like he really wants to learn a lot of things, like always asking about things, like not just like passively
Okay.
doing what Risky is telling him to do, let's say. But it's just about like the timing. I mean, by timing is like not our hiring timing, but like his own timing.
Right.
The second job.
Okay. So thank you actually for providing the context also as well. When we, let's say, hire and a few months later pass, the context might change. Like, the idea of like Tito resigning, might have forgotten about that, but we have to go back to the original context as well. Let's ask ourselves this question. Was it a good idea to actually bring Alvin Chandra on board?
Chandra.
Alvin Chandra, was it a good idea to bring him on board? Either temporarily or whatever.
I think I haven't. I can answer to that because I haven't asked Risky on what
Hmm.
Alvin has
What?
been doing this few, let's say, in the like that he's.
Okay. All right. So this could be a few takeaways here. One, it could be that if somebody wants to part time, it's also an attraction issue, right? It's like they're not. It's kind of like if somebody's not really attracted to you, committed, they might also date somebody else on the side, right? So Alvin kind of has gone on that path. He's not really fully decided in his life where he wants to be. Alila and us are both in the hospitality space, but we're vastly worlds apart. So I think fundamentally, come to the persuasion class. We need to understand why he's actually here. We need to understand what motivates him to actually do this work. So the attraction part is something that's a little bit more subtle, but I think we can actually work on that part, work on really understanding his attraction to this type of job. The second part is the selection. Now, given the constraints that we had with Tito's resignation, maybe it wasn't a bad idea to have somebody fill in part time, and that's exactly what our expectations of Alvin was. He's part time, just like Marcia right now, right? So, what expectations? Marcia is the new part timer for online guest support because we need somebody on online guest support, right? So, we need to find somebody that can help. Okay, so in that particular dimension, then this is maybe just a way of setting our expectations, right? So just think about it as okay, if this person is going to end up like this is where the end result is after a month or two, then just kind of think about what you want to put in. How many hours do you want to commit to training this person? How much do you want to make them responsible for what they need to learn? And how much we're responsible for what we need to teach? I had a discussion in the mentorship class. The surprising thing was most people thought it was like mostly the mentor's responsibility to mentee, right? And then I said the mentor has a choice too. And that's your strongest control, is your choice. Who do you select to teach? Because not all the people you select to teach might have the results that you want. And so that goes back to on-site trials. If it's an on-site trials where we're heavily investing a lot of our time and energy into the candidate, then it better be for a candidate that we believe is correct, right? Otherwise, it becomes kind of a waste of, unless you want to practice. Maybe you want to practice doing an on-site trial. But otherwise, in terms of raw time, can be spent maybe better. Okay, all right. Just wanted to connect awareness. Is that helpful? Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Okay, so that's why also like remember, so when I discussed with you in the room that about Marcia, so in that case I'm more like, okay, it's now we know that the motivation is not so strong, but
Yeah.
then we need to control what is our expectation on hiring this person. If our expectation is actually make the person like excel the others and like what, then it's gonna be too much, because as a part-time and everything we need to lower the expectation, right? So is it like to fit in the like what happened to Alvin Chandra? Maybe like it's just for temporary help, things like that. So I think it's very important also to set our expectation to a candidate depend on their performance on on-site trials or interviews.
Great. So, in summary, if I may suggest, set your expectations as in the candidate needs to work harder to gain trust. They need to work harder in order to, let's say, gain the training. Training, mentorship, these things are not for free. We shouldn't just kind of like, oh, here you go, here you go, here we go, right? It should be like, we offer it if you prove that you're worthy of it. Otherwise, we train, and it's just kind of, here it goes out into the ether. So that's what you can control. You can control how much effort you put into through your corresponding change in expectation. And don't burn yourself out. Okay? All right, cool.
Okay, so with my third OKR, it's about the class that I've been holding. So first class has already been administered, and second class is gonna be administered this Thursday. Basically, I've already delivered to the group that it's going to be about the of interviewing. So yeah, I've set the expectation to the attendees that it's gonna be the interviewing class. So yeah, I'll save everybody's time that whether it's relevant for what's their expectation or not.
Right?
And then for the second interview, I will also like give what are the activity that we're gonna do on the class. So most likely the second interview is going to be a discussion about interviewing people. Like before I deliver what or how we interview, I'll ask the attendees like knowing their understanding about interviewing, and then after that I deliver it on our site, and then we're going to have a simulation about interviewing itself.
Cool. Sounds like a good plan.
Anna, do you mean my second interview is the second course, the second class?
Yeah, second class.
Okay.
Okay, so I think that's pretty much it from all of our OKR, and then go to the next business. It's from Jing.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we did the physical talk that had mixed results. We had good engagement. Did we get anybody who followed up to actually do anything?
There is this one candidate. Remember, there's this girl that approached me after the talk.
Yes.
Yeah, she actually texted me and asking about the opportunity.
Hey, excellent. Okay, all right. One out of that. All right, cool. I think in the future, and this is actually related to any event we do, there should be a follow-up immediately after the event. So it's like kind of a date, right? You go out, and what's next? Right? Okay, you like that analogy, don't you? It is into the set of dating. So what's next? I think it should be like, okay, you have a big event, and then you have a more intimate event where you invite all the people that you really want to get to know. I noticed all big events have that. Like if you go to let's say an exhibition, and you're really in, they'll invite you to the company like gathering later on that evening, or they'll invite you to visit the headquarters later on tomorrow. Right? They'll have like an event immediately succeeding the whatever event. And I think that might be a pretty good idea in the future if you want to get higher retention. After we give a talk, we'd say, hey, look, we're having a lunch at this place right afterwards. If you're interested, free lunch, and you come out and hang out with the team, right? and we can selectively invite people to that. So then there's a transition for people who want to bridge over. We did that like with the idea of the open house, and even though not a lot of people from that talk went, but I still thought that that is actually a pretty good bridge to the next step. So it works on our timing. We shorten the funnel, right? Okay.
But then that will cost actually more than
It will what?
cost.
It costs money just sitting around and doing nothing, right? All right, we're paying for ads every day that we don't get any hires. The sooner I can turn off the ads, the better. So by not taking action, we are actually always paying. We're kind of like paying rent just to be visible right now. So if we can get the people we need quickly, and we can stop, let's say, paying ads all the time across all the different things, that would cost less. So we're kind of in a still discovery process. We're in a discovery process of how the best way to do this. It could be in the future we just batch hire. Like the best thing is we do a presentation in front of 1,000 people, and we get 60 people who want to sign up, and then we hire 12. That would be the best thing. We do that once a year. That would make our hiring process super easy. I don't know if that exists yet, but if it did, that would be
for some companies. But the thing is, like,
get 1,000 people
we
together.
need to first, if we are talking about that, right? Like, we need to first strengthen our digital presence first.
It could be digital, but it could also be we just go to an event where there's a huge number of people out there, right? And then we say, hey, look, at the end of the event, maybe we don't do a survey, but we just do a sign up for like whatever, right? It could be, hey, we're having a lunch, or we're having like a hangout session at this restaurant afterwards. If you're interested, come in and you can speak with employees. So sometimes we don't have to build our own. We can just leverage what large audiences are already there. Like maybe for this HR fair in Singapore. Okay. Anyhow, just novel approaches, right? All right. Let's see. So that was that. That's finished. We spoke with Professor Azari, so we're going to continue trying to work with his department on the research and go through the yes. All right.
No, I'm just wondering, is there any updates for the project?
Yeah, I'll talk to Buddy. We'll send them some sample data sets, and they can try to figure out. I'm not hoping on anything there. It's just kind of like we're going to go through the motions, and I'll wait for their proposal. The engineering department meets on Mondays, so I couldn't go to that one. I had to fly back. And then Rivki is,
So it's like,
yeah, I think we need to find another person at psychology. Rivki is
Yes.
at psychology.
Yeah, because why?
He's kind of a blocker, or he's not very helpful.
like, he doesn't explain as well. Like, he just said, like, I've spread it, and that's it. Like, he's
Right.
asking as well, like, how was the student, like, reacting, and he didn't reply. So,
Right. So we don't have any control, once again, on what he does, but we do have control back into selection. We need to select another person from the psychology department who we can work with. And there's a lot. We can work with professors, we can work with whoever wants to invite us to a class, and perhaps that actually would work better. So this one seems to be a dead lead right now. I propose that we probably pivot and look for another person in the psychology department. Yeah? Okay. Sumiyana couldn't meet because he was in Jakarta while I was in Jogja. So that was unfortunately not such good timing. Okay, and the rest AMTA is still pending. Do we need to also pivot at AMTA?
I don't know, sir. I mean, I don't think for now. I think it's better to focus on other major first in
Okay.
whatever.
So drop AMTA, yeah?
Yeah, for now.
Okay, all right. So AMTA is done. Wait, who's sharing now? Seems like it's me again. Okay, it's
What's up? Your update again about STPBE? I think.
these are all finished, and the results are not that great. We haven't had any STPBE applicants, right? None. No applicants from STPBE. And we talked to Patular. Seems like he's still interested in working with us. That part's good. So It's not until September though, so it's quite a while for the wait.
Oh,
Uh,
you mean for the intern should be onboarded on September?
After the KKN, and he's very particular about that. He needs that sequencing to happen. He wants KKN and um, then intern. Yeah, Patular.
Actually, there is this is just intermezzo thing. There's this candidate on my junior that actually willing to apply, but she just passed. He just passed away 2 days ago.
He passed away.
Yeah, because of tuberculosis.
He passed away due to tuberculosis.
Yeah,
Isn't that a very treatable disease?
very what?
It's already that bad.
Isn't that a very treatable disease?
I don't know. Maybe the in his case, like it's not been taken care very well, so that maybe he's already had that for a long time, but he didn't know and he didn't take care of that. So
Wow,
yeah,
that's so tragic.
Yeah.
How young was he? How old was he?
as old as Bubu, the same batch with Bubu, right?
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. That's unfortunate. That's what's sad. Okay.
Like,
Yeah,
I don't know how to do it.
I'm just thinking like yeah, if I'm the parent, because I'm thinking parents as well. That's like wow, right in the prime of life. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So, Mr. Secretary, would you please delete STPBI and Pak Tular in STPBI?
Okay, and then the next one. Oh, we're out of time. We're out of time by 4 minutes. Should we just cover this next time, or do we want to go through?
I think I motion to extend for. This is just 2 point, right?
Okay, all right, sure. I'll second that. All right, and STP. Yeah, it's actually we're running into a similar issue at STP Nusa Dua, so it's beginning to become like a black hole over there. Um,
What do you mean?
yeah, like Parvif, you keep on sending emails and they don't send anything back. It could be that our timing's not right. So, like, when they need you because
I think they're now focusing on recruitment, like enrollment, because
mm,
it's the beginning of the year.
right. All right, we need to understand a little bit about the mindset of a college, right? We need to understand when is it urgent for the professors to focus on getting jobs for the students and when they need to focus on other things. Because right now our timing seems to be, it's like, oh yeah, we have time to lobby them, but they don't have time to like, let's say, speak back to us. And in order to, I think, work better, we need to understand a little bit more about how they plan their year. Like, I do understand that most universities feel an obligation to make sure their students get jobs. But I don't know at what part of the year do they feel more of an obligation for that to happen. Maybe it's 3 months before graduation. Maybe it's never. I don't know. But if we do know when that timing is, I think we can maybe improve our timing. Um, for what they told me at STP, it's March and April. So I guess we're a little bit early right now because the batch doesn't start until June.
Yeah, I think, sir. I don't know. Yeah, if the objective of each talks or each whatever that we do in university is to recruit directly, then I think we only need to recruit by the time a month or few days before they need to be having like internships. Like for example, in many cases, like maybe in STPBI last time in Denpasar that we went through, they said that, oh yeah, but the intern is going to be starting in August. Then it's a long time, right?
Yeah,
From now to
in that time.
August, so it has to be 1 month before. That would be perfect, actually.
We can keep on talking with Ibu Trishna and Naughty, yeah, Naughty, um, about the timing actually to improve. I think that could actually be the next pivot from those to understand the timing from the faculty's point of view.
Yeah.
Okay, that was good. Here, let's do that. Mr. Secretary, can we add that? Actually, let's. We've done that, but let's speak with Naughty and Trista about when the best timing is for STPBE.
We will speak to
Trista, Ibu Trista, and Naughty.
How do you spell the
Naughty was
Nggak tahu, Noti, NOTI kali.
naughty, yeah.
this?
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah. Because we don't wanna spell it wrong, right?
Mm. Not an
Timing of-
AUJC.
Timing of?
Internships. Internship programs.
Are you going to be the one that talks to them, sir?
No,
Or
you are.
Step a bit.
do I have? Wait. Okay, then.
What?
When would you like to talk, sir?
Anytime. Look, we just need to know this. We need to know when is the best time to actually go on campus. Because obviously, if we keep on going at not such a good time, okay, that's nice. We're building brand awareness, and maybe we're reminding. Well, one good thing out of that was Wendy decided to come back to work, right? So I think yesterday Rafik announced that Wendy's coming back for part time. So good, right? Like we were able to, like inspire somebody to remember about us. Um, but but I think that could have been accomplished with a phone call rather than having to go out. So it's mostly to optimize our timing, right? When is the most effective time, and when can we have the highest potential of actually doing recruiting? Uh,
Okay.
and the faster we figure this out, the more we can actually behave like a larger company. I look at the large companies like Boolia, whatever. They probably already know the timing, so they're very direct, right? They just go right at the right time, the right place, and they get things done. Um, I had this weird thought in my head. I wonder if the friction people need bribes.
The friction people?
Yeah, like
The
Ricky, like all these people. Do they need bribes in order to like? Because I'm talking to some people and they sound like people who are expecting bribes. Like, oh yeah, it's too hard. There's a long waiting list. Blah 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 blah. Like,
It's like bureaucracy.
yeah. It's almost like they're putting invisible barriers in your way. It sounds exactly like what a bribe sounds like. Oh yeah, there's a long waiting list to get a holiday here, so I can't do anything about it. I mean, maybe if you want to take care of me, I'll put you at the top of the list, right? Type of thing. So I don't know. I mean, that's just a hypothesis, but okay, all right.
okay. Okay, so for this time, this one, do we? Well, I think we already what is it? Dismiss Billy Gemma, right?
Yes, I think we're done here. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right then.
Mr. Secretary, maybe would you please delete that from the. Yeah, then I think we covered everything. Mr. Secretary, would you please change the next chairperson?
Yes. No.
Mrs. Chair,
Yes.
can we move this STPBE thing back into new business? Because essentially, this has become new business again, right?
Yes, I think so. But just that we will speak to
Yes.
Krishna, right?
Yes. Oh. Good. How you doing, Sandy? Yeah. Sure. What's up?
Chairperson will be James, Fito will be secretary.
We're trying to.
Sarah will be-
Here's the idea right
Okay,
now.
I've changed it.
Okay.
Sure, really quick one. Okay, all done?
Yes, okay. Thank you. And I motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second.
Okay, second.
Bye-bye. Have a great day.
I have a day.
Online guest support, guys, for you right now, but it's a little part time. I already spoke to you about Marcia, right? Okay,